Hello and welcome back to Figure's Kitchen. Some of you may have caught my stream. I got 2 viewers, which is a definite improvement over 0. As some of you may or may not know, we're going on a trip in just a few days here, so I have made it my personal mission to eat all the food in the house so it doesn't go to waste. Keeping that in mind, here we go.
But I've been forgotten, now, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I've been forgotten.
Now what I'm planning on doing is making stuffed baked potatoes. However, we only have the small potatoes left, so we're going to need to use about 12 of those if we're going to make an average size meal. So here we have our 12 small russet potatoes ready to wash and then place in the oven. Once we've washed our potatoes, we have here a mixture of olive oil, then salt, pepper, and paprika, which we will then rub onto the potatoes for seasoning. Once you have oiled up your potatoes, feel free to stick them in the oven for about an hour until they're done. Now I have my heart set on using all of the ingredients, so we're going to use asparagus, green beans, and broccoli in this recipe. Here I cut up small broccoli florets to immerse in the boiling water to cook for our potato stuffing. Once the water is boiling, you are going to dump the broccoli inside. Oh no, I've forgotten you. Now, an important step when your broccoli florets are done is to immerse them in a bowl of cold water as soon as they have boiled for 5 minutes, because then they will retain their green color. After the broccoli is done, you're going to want to employ the chicken breast and cut it up into small pieces. Once the chicken has been minced up, it's time to fry it. You might want to add some chicken stock in the mix too, just to ensure that the chicken tastes a bit more flavorful. By the time you finish cooking your chicken and adding spices such as Italian herbs, pepper, and paprika, it should be done and should look somewhat like this. Now, hopefully your potatoes are done and have been sitting out for a while now. It's time to cut them open and take out the stuffing within. Now that you have carved a nice hole inside your potato, you should be able to scoop out the contents with a spoon. Once you have emptied out all the potatoes and they look somewhat hollow, feel free to proceed with the mashed potatoes. You will need to add about 3/4 of a cup of milk, some butter. Oh my goodness, this always happens. Voila. About a cup of blended cheese. And towards the end, make sure to add in a mixing of salt and pepper. This is what the mashed potatoes should look like upon being done. So now that we've finished everything, we're going to need to scoop our ingredients back into the potatoes with a teaspoon, and then we're going to bake for about 5 more minutes. Now, if you're interested in sprinkling a little cheese on the top, that's your choice, but what I did was that I made a layer of mashed potatoes, then a layer of chicken, then broccoli, then mashed potatoes again, and finally sprinkled with a little cheese. And now this is the final product that we're inevitably going to put in the oven. "5 minutes. And here we have it, the final product ready to eat. So we're going to show my dad taking the first bite of my meal and see what he thinks.
Just like in the old days, there was someone trying the food before Emperor got it.
To see if it was poisoned.
That's me today.
Tell me what you think.
Very good.
Thank you.
You did well on this one. Thank you very much.
So even though we didn't use all the intended ingredients, we were still able to produce a pretty good meal, which goes for 4 portions and can be used as dinner and lunch the next day. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. I'll see you next time.